In this unit 2 of technology development and transfer, we are discussing about the organization and management of technology transfer. So for this technology transfer, we already know that there are two units, SU and RU. And in addition to that, there is again the third unit, additional unit, which is responsible for directing, managing and approving the transfer. So this is a formal agreement between two parties, that is the transfer of technology. There may be a same company with different departments, or there may be two different companies are there. With every department have their own role with own responsibilities during and after the transfer. So the organization and management of successful technology transfer needs to ensure that the main step have been executed and documented. Main step means what? During the transfer, there must be a documentation is involved. There must be a skilled person is involved. That skilled person must train that persons from RU unit. If there is some lacuna or there is some deficiencies in the that instrumentation parts, so it should be fulfilled. So the instrument from SU unit and RU unit should be same, documentation will be same. So these are some requirements. Then there should be a project management plan which identifies and controls all necessary activities identified at the start of undertaking. Then we see the protocol, that is the plan for this technology transfer, and then in detail we will discuss this plan. So transfer protocol should list the intended sequential stages of transfer. So here we have to sequence, means first which thing to be carried out at first and then the second one. So the number one is the objective. Then after that objective there is the scope. After scope, key personnel and their responsibilities, which persons are involved and their responsibilities. Some departments are there, so in detail we will see this point. Then a parallel comparison of materials, methods and equipment. Here we have to compare materials, see excipients, drugs, methods which we are using, some SOPs, and then some equipments. So we already know that say there must be a same equipment. Then the transfer stages with documented evidence that each critical stage has been satisfactorily accomplished before the next step commence. So we should satisfy, that is both SU and RU should satisfy that the first step is completed, then only they will go for the second steps. Then next is the identification of critical control points. We have to identify critical points. In last lecture we discussed that critical points, that is the mixing time, maybe a blending time. So we have to identify the critical time which is affecting the production process, or they are affecting the final product. Then we have to do for that experimental design and acceptance criteria for analytical method. We have to develop analytical method. We have to fix some acceptance criteria for that stability or say identification, and then we have to do experimental design. Then the next one is the information on trial production batches, qualification batches, and production and process validation. We have to gather the information for the trial batches, then the qualification batches and process validation. When our batches are qualified, then only we will go for the validation batches. Initially, we go for the trial batches to develop a final batch, that is we develop in the pilot plant. And in the scale up technique, we go for that qualification batches. So the change control for any process deviation encountered, we have to report. We have to report in this plan. Then assessment of end product, we have to go for that end product. Then arrangement for keeping retention samples for active ingredients. Some samples are retained, means some samples are remain, so we have to make arrangement for that. Then there must be a intermediate for that active ingredients, intermediate and finished product. We have to do the arrangement for keeping such products. Then we have to conclude and include a sign of approval by for project manager. So these are some highlights or some stages in the protocol. Then we will go in detail. Then initially we have to write for the purpose. Purpose means what? Why we are going for this technology transfer? To provide documented evidence which are developed by R&D department, and it can be produced consistently against a set of predetermined specifications. So there are some specifications mentioned in the master formulation. For that specification, we are continuously reproducing the data, or we are producing a batches as per the documented evidence developed by the R&D. So this is our purpose. So the next is the objective. Objective is what? To elucidate necessary information to transfer technology from R&D to actual manufacturing by sorting out information obtained during R&D work. So here, 1 minute. To elucidate necessary information, so we have to carry out or to take some information during this transfer from R&D to actual manufacturing by sorting out information obtained during R&D and work. Then the scope. Scope means for the transfer of technology from one company to another, we have to write here the name, or we have to write here the department. So this protocol applies for the complete technology transfer of product within, say, Lupin, or within XYZ company, or within X company and Y company. So this is our scope we have to write there. Then afterwards, key personnel and their responsibilities. Next one, which departments are there and what is the role of that department. So number one is the R&D department, and the role for that R&D personnel is that selection of raw material. R&D person, what they will do, they will select the raw material, design and development of manufacturing process. They have to design and develop a manufacturing process. For what? For the new products, for the existing product, or for the particular dosage form. Then identification of critical process parameter. Again, we have discussed about that. We have to do this process continuously. We have to identify the critical points. Then establishing specification and analytical test method. We have to establish particular analytical test method for that particular uh, test we are going, say identification of drug or identification of excipients. So we have using the HPLC. So we have to develop the data over that HPLC. We have to find out the mobile phase, retention time, and the temperature column which we are using. Likewise, then the verification of result. We have to verify that result. How we will verify the result? From the standards or our from our master manufacturing record, where the specific standards are written about that particular products. So this is the responsibility of R&D personnel. Then the second one is the production personnel. What is its role? It provides the facility and equipment for performing the operation. That is the main role of production. They actually involve in this development process. So they take care of equipment, some procedures, and likewise. Then they perform the operations under the control. Under the control means what? As per the norms or as per the documentation provided by the R&D personnel. Then they record the results. What the projects are the end products results means the evaluation test results. Likewise, they record for the sake of that documentation purpose. So this is the role of production personnel. What they do, they perform the actual experiments, the actual batches, they take care of equipment, documents, they carry out the process as per the mentioned documentation, and they record the results. Then the next one is the maintenance personnel. What is the role of maintenance personnel? Calibration and maintenance of equipment. They There is the persons who had the role of this, that is the calibration of HPLC, calibration of normal weighing machines, or the equipment which they are doing. So how they do the calibration? They know the known quantity of particular drug. Say we have to calibrate the our tablet machine, the die cavity. So the known weight is will be put in that die cavity, and it is weighted. It is that tablet is weight, and then we will start producing a tablet. So the next tablet produced by that machine should match the weight with that previous tablets. So here we can say that the calibration is there. Then the QC personnel is also there. QC means the quality control. So their main role is to test the in-process materials. Means during the manufacturing, they take some samples, they go for the quality testing. Then at the same time, after the process is over, they have to test the finished products also. So this is the role of the QC personnel. And then they have to prepare the certificate of analysis, that is called as the COA. Whenever the process is performed, they have to write in details that which steps is going on, what is the uh, that is the experimental result, what is the expected result, and their remark, that is pass, fail, as per the specification or not. And their remark is very important. If that QC personnel say that the product is not of that quality, they have to discard the product. So this is the main role of the QC personnel. Then the QA personnel, that is the quality assurance person from the quality assurance department. What is their role? Preparation and review of documentation. The documents which prepared by the QC personnel, they have to review that. It is said that whenever there is the weighing is carried out by the QC personnel, a QA personnel is there. He is watching that the way of weighing, way of transfer, how accurate the weight is taken. If there is some quality control test is carried out, say assay or disintegration or dissolution, that QA person stands near and he just observe. What is its role? Review and documentation. So he again prepares the reports, and he again signs the report prepared by that QC personnel. Then this is the important department, that is the QA department is very important department. Then the next is the head QA. Approve the documentation. Which document? The documentation prepared by the QA personnel, that document is approved by head of the QA. Which documents? Like the protocols or the reports. Report says the sample pass or fail, test fail or pass. So such types of reports are there. Some protocols are there. What is first, then second, third step, fourth step for weighing or for calibration or for assay. All these protocols are prepared by the QA personnel, and that protocol is approved by head of the QA department. And this is the main role for these two persons. Then the next one is the quality technology transfer process. How this process starts? The number one, we are in last lecture we discussed that initially there is the development stage, then there is the pilot plant stage, then there is the scale up techniques, and then there is the validation. So the quality is designed based on the basic data concerning efficacy and safety obtained from various studies. Various standards for manufacturing and test will be established in process during reviewing factory production and will be upgraded to the quality of products and the actual production will start it. The terminology like transfer consists of action taken in this clause of development to realize the quality as designed during the development stage. So here we have to develop a quality in that product. For that we develop so many batches, so many procedures, and we for that such types of procedure we validate that procedures and we develop some documentation. The next one is the technology transfer process are classified broadly and mentioned below. Number one is the quality design in the research phase. So here in the lab scale, we develop so many experiments, we develop data. From that data, we match with our internal standards. And if we say that that data is viable, means that is matching with our standard, it is our as per our requirements or not. If it is as per our requirements, we will say that our experiment is okay. For that, what we will do, we have to prepare a list. Say number one, X drug is there. So we conducted the manufacturing of X drug. So which steps we had taken, and we have to explain whether it is pass or fail or it is matching with our data or not. If we had made some changes in that manufacturing steps, so we skip one step or we added another step, then again we have to list and we have to explain. So likewise, research phase is there, that is here actual development of drug is carried out, and we already know that for the development of the new molecule there are minimum 8 to 10 years are there, and it took stay around 10 to 12 years for to come into the market. So as per as this the research phase is concerned, it is carried out in the R&D scale. So when we go back previously for that pilot plant, we already know that the molecule comes from that R&D stage, then it is goes into the F&D F&D department. So here so many experiments are performed and data is listed, and then that data is matched with our internal standards. Then the next one is the scale up and detection of quality variability factor. That is here the main development phase is starts. So research for factory production. To measure as per quality standards obtained during lab experiment, it is required to establish appropriate quality control methods and manufacturing methods after detecting variability factors to secure stable quality in the scale up batches that is performed to realize factory production of design on the basis of results from small scale experiments. So here we have to again prepare the checklist for various laboratory equipments required, various raw material specifications required, and we have to approve it. The next one is the pilot plant. The first one was the research for factory production. We have to go for that factory production. So here we will list all the requirements. After that, we will go for the pilot batches. So in that pilot batches, we have to develop some experimental uh, data sheets. In this experimental data sheets, we will write the batch numbers, then batch manufacturing date, then batch size, then yield, that particular role, product's role, whether it is for the stability, whether it is for the dissolution, whether it is for the mixing, that particular role for that particular batch we have to write. Then purity means the quantity we taken 1 gram, say 1 kg, and the yield is the 900 grams. So how much purity is there? So we have to go for such types of experimental data sheets. Then the third one is the assurance of consistency development through development and manufacturing. The quality parameters should be reproducible in the product. For this purpose, research and development transfer development data to production for commercial production. So what we here do, we reproduce that quality into the product. So it is called as the assurance of consistency. So development and manufacturing. We start developing and manufacturing till we get a product with predetermined standard, and repeatedly we are getting that standard within that product. So this is the main role. Then the next is the technology transfer from R&D production. So we can say that this is after pilot plant batch is developed, we have to transfer that technology to the receiving unit. So R&D department transfers the technology to the production department, and it is essential to establish the responsibility system and prepare documents to have adequate technology exchange between both departments. So there must be a documentation procedure. So that's why there is easy to transfer the document. The person from the RU section or unit should able to know all the process of manufacturing that particular product. There should not be a doubt in that person. If there is doubt, it is the responsibility of the SU unit to clear that doubts. While transferring technology from R&D department to the production department, technical information is compiled as development reports. Then validation and production. Validation, where actual production is start. After production is there, we have to validate that batches. Validation means what? We assure that there is particular we are getting that quality in subsequent batches. So based on the above studies of process of various steps during development of manufacturing process, master manufacturing formula is prepared by the R&D. We already know that. And from that R&D, which is reviewed and approved by quality assurance department, from master manufacturing record, we prepare the batch manufacturing record, that is the BMR, and it is derived and production is started. Production is started based upon that master, that batch manufacturing record. Batch manufacturing record is prepared from the master manufacturing record. So this master manufacturing record prepared by the R&D department, then it is reviewed by the QA section, then that master R&D department converts that master manufacturing record to the batch manufacturing record. Then that batch manufacturing record is transferred to the production department, or we can say that here the RU, that is the receiving unit, and after that a commercial production is starts. So actual production is start, and based upon that actual production, the batches are taken, different batches, say batch 1, batch 2 and batch 3, and then the validation process is start, which are proven to be validated batch. When we are seeing that which are to be proven that validated batch, when 2, 3, 4 batches are prepared and results are compiled, and we are getting a consistent result. While starting production of in the plant, data obtained from the R&D department in the form of MMF is followed. While that R&D, we go for the data from the MMF, and for the production, we go for the data from the batch manufacturing records. Then this is the table for trial production batches. Here we have to write experimental data sheet, that is the batch number 1, 2, 3. Batch manufacturing date when, then batch size 1 kg, 10 kg, 100 kg, then yield, how much yield, then uses of that particular products for the benchmark or for stability or for actual production, then the purity, then benchmarking. उसके बाद में आता है benchmarking is the process of measuring quality standards of against the best marketed product available. The product which are already in the market, we have to develop a standard of our products, our product, where our product stands with that particular product which is already in the market. Benchmarking provides necessary insights to help us understand how our drug substances compares with market sample. So it is nothing but the comparison with that marketed preparations and if we develop some lacunas in our product, we can again develop that product in our R&D department. Then again we have to ship that master manufacturing record according to the batch manufacturing record. So in this process, drug product has been compared with the marketed sample. Data shows that our material is comparable to the marketed sample, and HPLC chromatograms are also studied in terms of impurity profile. So here what we will generally study here, initially we study the quality of our product. In that quality, what we will see the content of active agent, that is the API. Then the impurities present in this our formulation. Various impurities are listed, say arsenic, heavy metals, likewise some impurities. Other than our drug, other than necessary, anything is called as the impurity. So we will, here one example is taken that generally that HPMC chromatogram, HPLC is the standard process equipment we use for the standardization, and the graphs we get, it is called as the chromatograms. So we compare our product chromatogram with the chromatograms of the marketed samples, say for the drug, for the excipients, or for some impurities. And after that comparative, we will draw a conclusion that our product is fit, or have the excellence, or have are matching the standards with the marketed preparations or not. Then the summary of the benchmarking. So in-house sample, marketed sample 1, marketed samples 2, we have to prepare such summary, and the content, percent content. Say this table will be for our drug, content of our drug. So in-house samples content is 99%. Market samples have 99%, 0.2. Second sample have 98.9. So there is possibility that their internal standard says that plus minus 0.5% content variation is acceptable. So the our sample get accepted. See, in process control sample have 99%. Marketed sample have 99.2, or second have 98.9. So internal standard says that 0.2% is acceptable. So for that 0.2%, all the readings are in the 0.2%. So here we can say that our sample is acceptable. So here we have to affix a chromatogram of the blank. Blank means the drug, the sample where the drug is not. Then the chromatogram of the standard, then the chromatogram of in-house. Then chromatograph of some marketed samples, then chromatograph of marketed sample, that is the second one, and then we have to do the comparison. So all these things we have to mention here, and after that mentioning, we can say that our products is matching with the standards or not. Then the next one is the critical steps and control range of process parameters. So here again we will make a chart of critical step. It may be n numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have just given one column. Critical steps 1. Parameters are what? Then control range. Then parameters means what? Say disintegration time or the mixing time. Parameters 10 to 12. Okay. So then control range. Then product specifications. In that product specification, the name of that products, then the test, then there are specifications. Say 99% is acceptable or not. Test given 99%, so it is acceptable. Then the process flow charts are there. So process flow charts includes all the say from the weighing, mixing, granulation, grinding, drying, wet granulation, drying, and then again blending and compression. We have to do the process flow charts. Then from this protocol, what we can say that the process of technology transfer is considered to be completed after successful completion of 3 validation batches. We have to go for the 3 validation batches. by demonstration of the manufacturing process by R&D personnel to production personnel, from R&D to production, and ensure that development team readily transfer our relevant quality technical information to the receiving side such that the process must operate consistently and the critical process parameters are well defined and understood by the production personnel. So here we have to develop that critical process. It should be understood by that production personnel. In general, what we can discuss about all these things today, we can conclude that appropriate technology transfer is important to upgrade the quality of design to the quality of the products and ensure stable and high quality of the products. If there is adequate or there is 100% transfer and 100% knowledge transfer is there, we can have the high quality in the product, because in R&D that all the steps has been optimized, and they say that if we go with these stages, we can have a quality product. The terminology transfer does not mean one time action taken by the transferring party towards the transfer party, but means continuous information exchange between both parties to maintain the product manufacturing. So